When I was 22, I closed a £1,300 copywriting client from my bedroom. This was with 100% profit margin, no employees, and about 30 minutes of work. I did it using a simple strategy that no one was talking about on YouTube, and in this video I'll walk you through it step by step. This is beginner friendly, it's easy to set up, and pretty much no one is still talking about this on YouTube. So let's just jump into it. Okay, so here's a picture of me at the time. As you can see, the setup was not ideal, but you were probably asking, how did I make this much money and what was it specifically for? So at the time, I was in the early stages of being a freelance copywriter, which means I offered to write promotional material for businesses online from my bedroom. So I basically just write ads or emails or sales pages for businesses who need to make more money from their products. And this was a great business model for me because I didn't grow up with any money, and this allowed me to just basically make money using my work ethic and my laptop. And I just finished my third year of a university degree that I knew wasn't going to take me anywhere. I was just drinking like 4 or 5 nights a week. Really, really crappy time. And I felt pretty desperate to make something work online. Now, if you've ever watched a video about how to make money with SMMA or freelance copywriting before, you'll know that the common advice is to reach out to clients on Instagram and offer your services that way, right? But at the time, I decided to think outside the box. I looked at what I had available to me and what other people weren't doing to get clients. And I thought, hey, I could probably make like TikTok videos and attract businesses to me that way. I realized that there wasn't much competition for me as a copywriter on TikTok because, in all honesty, most copywriters are just too lazy to make short video content. And for me being desperate to make money, I decided I'm just going to make a video every day on top of me reaching out to businesses and practicing my skills as a copywriter. So I was really working my balls off to try and make this work. So I started to make these TikTok videos and things started to go really, really well. I was learning how to get attention on short form, but I had a big problem. I didn't really know where the clients would start coming in from. Like, how am I actually going to get clients? I just kind of thought, maybe this will work out. I'll give it a try. I'm going to make videos every day. And after 100 days, if it doesn't work out, I'll just quit, right? So I decided I needed to hatch a better plan than that, right? Instead of just making generic TikTok videos about whatever I was interested in, like business or marketing, I was just making videos about stuff that I'd see online, and they were getting like okay views. I decided I was going to make specific videos targeted at the finance niche. So I'd seen people making videos on YouTube about finance and making loads of money from ads and sponsors and stuff like this. And I thought that if I could just become an authority in that niche, I'd be able to get finance companies as clients. So finance companies are not somebody you typically think about when you're starting copywriting, but I just decided like there's probably money in companies that just sell like money services, right? And lo and behold, it actually worked. I started to rack up millions of views with this content, and the work was starting to fly in because I just found a niche that was kind of untapped and other copywriters hadn't found it. And you're probably now asking, how did I make that 12.50 in 30 minutes? It was actually £1,300 now that I've checked. But one company reached out to me and they had an idea. So this is where it came from. And I was used to companies that would think I'm an influencer, like a finance influencer, which I was not. I was a copywriter who made finance content. And they'd try and sell me like bullshit products. They'd send me like CBD pens and like just all this random stuff that I didn't want or care about. I wasn't in the business of being an influencer. I was out here to make cash, right? I wasn't interested. But this company was different. They brought a deal to me that I just couldn't say no to. They told me that Panasonic, yes, that Panasonic, the big billion-dollar company that sells electronic products all over the world, had seen my content, right? They had actually seen my content and they were really interested in a collaboration with me as a copywriter. So here's the email. I'll leave it on screen. You can pause if you want to read through it. They basically wanted a TikTok ad script for one of their products that they were launching. It was a wireless pair of earbuds, and look, I was a cocky young guy, right? And you just have to be cocky if you want to make money. You have to have confidence about you to ask for things that other people wouldn't have the balls to ask for. So I sent them a price of £2,000. Way more than I actually expected to get paid, right? But I was negotiating. And you don't start with a low offer when you're negotiating. If you've ever sold anything on Facebook Marketplace, you'll know this. And realistically, most gurus I see on YouTube can't even tell you how to negotiate because they've never actually done it. Like, they typically just make all their money from selling you courses. So it really frustrates me, and that's why I wanted to sort of show you a negotiation in this video. You have to send a ridiculous number to start off with. The worst thing they can say is no. And it sort of raises the bar for what they are going to offer you whenever they come to you with a price. So the guy gets back and he basically sends it like it's a Harvard rejection letter, and he says, any chance you could do it for £1,200? I wouldn't get out of bed for that much. Nah, I'm only joking. This was absolutely nuts to me, right? About 6 months previously, I was working in a supermarket, Tesco, for £8 an hour. That means it would have taken me 156 hours, according to my calculations on Google, to earn what I would earn from one little ad script that I would write in 30 minutes. So 156 hours of working in that supermarket, that's slaving away, listening to customers, scrubbing things down, compared to 30 minutes of typing something on my laptop. And that's like 3 or 4 weeks of full-time work to make the same amount as 30 minutes of work. So this is something that I wish people understood when they're getting into online business, that just because you haven't made your first dollar yet, it doesn't mean it's not real. I used to think like there's no way I could actually make money doing this. And then once you get that first decent payment in, it is insane, right? Now, I'm aware that, look, I had to do some upfront work to get this client. It's not just the 30 minutes, but that's just business. You're doing work anyway. Like, you're going to work on the business anyway. And if you're interested in business, it's not something you'll really worry about. I can tell you that the work I was doing for the business was a lot less shitty than what I was doing in a supermarket. I was just working for myself. I get to build my own thing. I get to work on things I'm interested in. I'm learning skills. It was sick. So I came back one more time with my negotiation hat on. I pitched them 1.5K. Again, total bullshit. I just knew that they were coming to me. They came to me, so I held the bargaining power. I had the leverage in this situation. And eventually, we settled on 1.3K, and they sent me a pair of the earbuds, which was pretty sick as well. I wrote up a script in probably 30 minutes, and this would be even faster now with AI. I sent it off for approval, and boom, cash in the door, £1,300. With that money, I took my girlfriend and we went to a Real Madrid game. So we went to see Madrid for a couple of days. I think we went to Germany as well, and really had a good time. And that was just based off the money that I'd made from this online business. So look, if you're interested in starting copywriting and you want no bullshit answers on how to actually start, the video on screen will show you exactly how to start making money with copywriting, and it'll lay out all the basics for you. So just click that video. See you in there. Bye.